Hey, everybody. This is Colin, creator of the Seventh Valkyrie, just popping in to once again thank you guys for all of your support. Everything that you guys do, from listening, sharing, joining us to support us, it's huge. It makes all the difference. It makes it so I can even create this series, both mentally, physically, and financially. And really, it's just like knowing that you guys are out there giving this support is fucking sick. So big thank you from me. And without any further ado, let's get into another episode of the podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Seventh Valkyrie. We're on the road to Season 2 now. As you guys know, I kind of sent over the first little taste of the new season. We're adding a ton of new cool stuff with my new audio editor, Zoran, shout out to you. And we've got a lot more we've got a lot more coming this season. I think this season ended up being about as long as the other two combined. And this one has really, I think I've really found my feet underneath myself. I'm really excited about that. So as we're looking ahead, I also wanted to help kind of take a little bit of a look back, kind of trace over where we are just in general, as we are, because this is a kind of a complicated story sometimes. So I'm going to start putting these together to just kind of welcome you guys into this adventure again, get you loosened up, get you ready to go, get you firing, and hopefully at the end of that, we're going to have a really awesome story to share with you guys. What we have seen so far, we've got this kind of adventure going on with Cyrus, with Val, and now with BC after the introduction of Season 1. You can tell that they're all, they've got their own little perspective on things. BC clearly has a sordid past. Val clearly has a mean streak and some excellent combat skills, although we're still figuring out whether this guy who claims to be this ancient war hero really is who he says he is, or whether there's something else going on. He seems to be pretty straightforward and pretty grumpy at the world, but there's still a lot we don't know about Val. BC is the same, and Cyrus, there's all these little mysteries going on. These are people who we've gotten to know very well over the course of the first two seasons, but there's still a lot we don't know. And there's still a lot of journey left for them to discover. When we last kind of left our heroes, there was the first signs of some much greater danger coming through. And Cyrus, we had in the Western Expanse, things are getting real scary. Some intense stuff. My mom just told me, she's like, I don't like any of that creepy crawly stuff. And, it was creepy. It was unsettling. It was meant to be. And on the same time, we've got this arrival of the Machine King, who's he's feared by a lot of people, but we don't quite know much about him other than what we hear. We haven't really gotten to see him much other than at the end of Season 0 when he kind of spoke to us almost directly. We were like, what the hell? Who is this guy? What's going on? So that's kind of where we're at right now. We've got this specter looming over a city that is very clearly divided and has a lot of tension going on. Kind of against this whole backdrop, there's a complicated history, and we keep unveiling these little bits and pieces of it. We keep finding little snacks and nuggets of a much larger, much more expansive world and a much more expansive history that's influenced kind of these complex dynamics that are happening right now. And we're going to uncover a lot more of that in Season 2 as well. And we're really going to explore kind of, how did this world become the way it is? Obviously, we're not sharing all the secrets, but we're starting to kind of see in firsthand how these dynamics are going back and forth. A lot of the first adventure was kind of Cyrus and Val being these adventure, they were kind of on these epic adventures. Val was fighting against the system, Cyrus just trying to survive, and now we're kind of taking a different perspective in Season 2. It's they've kind of found their feet a little bit. They've got we've got something to for each of them to sink their teeth into, but we're also going to kind of take a bigger perspective and look at some of the dynamics happening, some of the the different sides of this conflict, because that's what really makes it all interesting. Anyway, that's just one of the many little things that we'll talk about going into this next season. We've got a very, very cool pressure cooker of a location in terms of Reen, the old city, the new city. Things are swirling around there. Val has entered. Cyrus is off in sort of a mystical forest talking to some things, but all these stories are going to start coming together. We've only got 7 seasons, so we're getting into the thick of the story now, and as things start to really pick up and expand, I think you guys are going to be really excited about what happens next. So that's just a little taste. I'm going to have a few podcasts going into a little bit of more of the story to really recap what's going on for each of our heroes. We're going to have one for BC, one for Val, one for Cyrus. So keep listening. Check that out on the Patreon or on the Patreon archive, or if you're listening right now, hey, hello. So sending you guys lots of love. This is kind of your first little step on the road to season 2. We're getting back into this world. We're getting back into this mentality, this mindset, and let's see what this adventure has in store for us.